Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Pinnacle of English. In today's video, we are going to discuss a poem called Amanda, and it is written by Robin Klein, and this poem is in class 10 CBSE 2020-21. In this poem, the poet has described about a little girl. But before that, we will discuss about the poet, what exactly her autobiography is about. Now let's understand the poet. Robert McMauchlan is an Australian author of books for children. She was born on 28th February 1936 in New South Wales and now resides near Melbourne. She writes children's and young adult fiction. Some of her famous books are Hating Alison Ashley, People Might Hear You, etc. Let's understand the poem in depth. Introduction of the poem. Robin Klein has expressed the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly pointed out by her mother for making mistakes. Mistakes which she considers so as they are not the part of the code of good conduct laid out by the society in which we live. Generally, it happens that when we grow up, our mother thinks that my children should be perfect in all the fields, not only in education but also in personality development. When they grow up, they stand in the society, they never ever be pointed out by the people whenever they are observed, when they stand in the society, when they do something great in the society. So, everyone's mother is thinking about that my children should be perfect in all the ways, not only in education, but also in household work also. The girl's role on the earth is to learn everything, whatever it is mentioned or whatever it is given in the house. For example, clean the room, make food for the family members, and so on. So, after the girl is matured and the parents think about to get her married, and she goes to other house, her husband's house, where she has to keep respect of her parents and work accordingly. She has to be mature enough to understand all the situations when she grows up. Hence, all mothers are thinking about the children that they should be perfect in all the ways, especially girls. Girls have to look after the other house when her marriage is done. So here Robin Klein is talking about a little girl who is constantly pointed out by her mother by making mistakes. Generally, it happens that we learn from experiences, and we all know that experience is the best teacher. Without experience, we do not know whether what is wrong and what is right. But later on, we understand that this should be wrong and this should be right. This should not have been done. Hence, our mother makes us a very good perfectionist in all the fields. Let's understand the poem in depth. Let's understand the summary of the poem. The poem describes a girl named Amanda and her mother who is nagging her for her mistakes. Here, nagging means pushing for her mistakes. She is first pointed out, most probably by her mother, for biting her nails and for not sitting in the right posture. Her mother is pointing out her that not to bite her nails. She usually has the habit of biting her nails. And she is not sitting in a right posture, in a proper way. She is logging her shoulders and bending her back. And this shows that she is sitting in a very lazy way. That's why mother is pointing out this is not good. Better we have to sit in a right posture. We have to sit in a proper way. Mother also feels that Amanda sits in a very lazy manner. To this, Amanda imagines herself as a mermaid who lives a calm and relaxing life in the beautiful green sea. And for this, Amanda becomes rude, where her mother is pointing out for biting her nails, even not sitting in a proper way, and she imagines herself as a mermaid. Mermaid is a girl who is having a fish-like tail and moving freely in the beautiful green sea. She wants to live in a calm and relaxing life in the beautiful green sea. And that's why she becomes rude. She does not listen to her mother. And that's why she thinks in an opposite way, as she should not have done that. Further, she is nagged for not cleaning her room and shoes and for not doing her homework. Further, she is pursuing for not cleaning her room. Mother is also pointing out her for not cleaning her room and even her pair of shoes, where she has to wear the pair of shoes daily to go to school, and for not doing her homework also. Then she imagines herself to be an orphan because she is now fed up of being watched by her parents continuously. Mother's role is to look after children. She thinks that my children should be perfect. She should never ever divert their minds for doing wrong things. That's why our parents' role is to observe, to think about our children and constantly watching over them. And that's why here she is thinking that she is herself is to be an orphan without parents, because she is now fed up, upset of being watched by her parents continuously. She says that she would have enjoyed her freedom then by making the parents patterns of her bare feet on the sand and would live a peaceful life. She is also thinking that she would have enjoyed her freedom than by making the patterns of bare feet without slippers and making patterns, designs with the help of her bare foot on the sand and would live a comfortable life over there. Next, Amanda is scolded for eating too much chocolates, as this causes pimples. She is also scolded for not listening to her mother. So now Amanda thinks of being Rapunzel, a character from a fairy tale, and wants to live in a huge tower like her. Now next, this Amanda is scolded for eating so many chocolates because this causes acne and it disturbs our face. Our face, earlier it may be beautiful, but after eating so many chocolates, definitely pimples arise or to be shown on our face, and that disturbs our face. We no longer will be more, she will no longer will be beautiful when pimples are shown on her faces. And that's why her mother is scolding Amanda for not eating so many chocolates. She is also scolded for not listening to her mother. Whenever she is pointing out, Amanda does not like it. Now, Amanda is thinking of being Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a very good character of a fairy tale, and there is a very good story behind it. Rapunzel is a very beautiful girl who is having a long hair, and there was a witch, and the witch kidnapped that Rapunzel and kept on a big tower where there is no entrance from any side. So whenever that witch was there and she wanted to come close to that Rapunzel, she was pointing out, giving hints to Rapunzel to keep her long hair down, and with the help of her long hair, the witch was climbing up and going up. And this everything, all the pictures and all the matters were shown, completely seen by the prince of the particular region. And the prince saw that, and after that, the prince decided that what a beautiful long hair, and if the girl's long hair is very beautiful, then definitely how beautiful the girl would be. And that's why he himself decided to reach to that tower. The same thing, the same clues, the prince also repeated, and for that purpose, the prince reached up the tower, and Rapunzel got shocked that how did you reach over here? And he said that I got everything by the witch. And while coming down, the witch saw the prince to leave that place. Next time, witch reached to the Rapunzel and climbed up, but she became angry and cut her long hair. And the witch left her to the deserted area. Next day, the again prince came, and the prince gave the clue. The witch was there ultimately in the tower. She threw that long hair. With the help of that long hair, the prince climbed up and saw that there was nobody but witch was there. The witch also threw away that prince in the deserted area where the fairy girl, that Rapunzel, was there. The Rapunzel was found there. The prince also became happy that because she was there. And somehow they both managed to reach to the palace. They both got married and they became happy in their palace. So this is what the story of Rapunzel. Now you can see Amanda also thinks of being Rapunzel as a character from a fairy tale and wants to live in a huge, very big tower like her. And she wants to live free where there should not be any disturbance from any side. She wants to live a comfortable and calm life. Next we see, in the tower, she will be alone and will live a peaceful life and will never allow anyone to come in. Finally, mother asks her to stop being moody because she doesn't want anymore to blame her for harassing her daughter. And finally, mother asks her to stop being moody because she became sad all the time. She became unhappy because mother is all the time pursuing and nagging her and points out her mistakes. But she doesn't want anyone to blame her for harassing her daughter. Right? Because when she is blamed by her mother, definitely people will see and definitely blame her, not only the girl but only mother. At this time, the poet has not written any reaction from Amanda's side. This constant nagging has made her so sad that she has even stopped to imagine herself as someone else. So this time the poet has not written any reaction from Amanda's side. And this constant pursuing has made her so sad that she has even stopped to imagine herself as someone else. When constant nagging and pursuing, the parents are doing, definitely their children's minds are disturbed. So better as children we have to explain her in such a way that we And as a children, what happens? We have to be perfect in such a way that there won't be any question from our mother's side. We have to perfect in all the ways. We have to clean our room in a tidy way, neat and clean. We have to keep our books in a proper way. We have to keep our plates after meals, in the lunch time, even dinner time. We keep our plates in a proper way so that there won't be any burden of our mother. So this is what etiquettes and attitudes we have to learn from our parents. We have to learn all this kind of personality development as a part of life, and we can make our life successful. She used to do so in order to escape from the continuous harassment and dominance of her parents. She used to do so in order to escape from the continuous harassment. She used to do that because she does not like to listen this continuous harassment and constantly pointing out her by doing her mistakes. Let's understand the poem. Let's understand the poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There's a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. In these two stanzas, the poet is talking about a mother who is constantly pointing out her daughter Amanda, and she is saying that don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Here hunch means here you can say bend down. Here mother is saying that don't bend your shoulders, Amanda. Even stop that slouching and sit up straight. You stop that keeping your shoulders down and you have to sit up straight, Amanda. But here Amanda is replying that there is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. She imagines herself as a small island where she is calm and looks greenish like an emerald. Here emerald means a green precious stone. She imagines that she is the only inhabitant on that island. There she would drift around blissfully like a mermaid freely. She wants to live in a greenish island where there is a beautiful sea, and she wants to live like a mermaid. Mermaid means a girl who is having a tail like fish, and she wants to move freely in this green sea. Next, third stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. In the reply from Amanda, I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. So mother is saying, constantly asking, constantly nagging that did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room? Miss, did you make your room clean, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your pair of shoes, Amanda. In a reply of these questions, Amanda wants to become an orphan. Orphan means without parents, roaming in the street here and there, just like a wanderer, where there is no complaint, nobody will point out, and nobody will question. And she wants to pattern soft dust with her first bare feet. without slippers. She wants to make patterns of her bare feet on the soft dust on the land, on the sand even. When she is saying that silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. She realizes that silence is golden and freedom is the sweetest thing in the world. Next stanza. Mother is also again nagging and asking, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Reply from Amanda. I'm Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will recently never let down my bright hair. So here the poet is saying about her mother and she is asking questions, nagging behind her daughter Amanda and asking that don't eat that chocolate because eating so many chocolate will cause acne on the face and will disturb the entire face. And again asking, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you? Because Amanda is all the time avoiding her because she is asking questions, observing, watching over her constantly, and that's why she is avoiding her. In the reply of her questions, she is saying that I am Rapunzel, a famous character from a fairy story, and I do not have any care. Life in a tower, because Rapunzel was also living in a tower and is having freedom, and there is no disturbance from any side anywhere because there is no entrance in that tower. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. I will certainly never let down her bright hair as Rapunzel was doing for the witch. Again, stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. She's saying that stop that sulking. Here, sulking means here feeling unhappy. And here moody. Moody means here of unstable nature. Nature is there, but unstable. All the time, not moody. Sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness. So this is what we can say moody. It depends on the children's mood whether they listen or not. But here the poet is saying that in the favor of mother, and mother is saying that stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody. You don't not listen to your parents, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you. Anyone from outside of the house and thinking that I, as mother, is pursuing you, constantly asking you, pointing out all the mistakes of yours, then definitely there would be nobody will ask you, but only mother has to listen everything. So here is the poem's complete explanation. I hope you would have liked this explanation. Before going to understand this NCERT question answers, let's discuss some poetic devices from this poem. Let's understand the poetic devices from this poem. In the first stanza, initial two lines which are started by the word deed, right? So the same word which is repeated in more than two lines, then the figure of speech is called anaphora. Now you can see initial three lines, the last word Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. So this is what repeated in the line, that is called repetition of words. Then we can find I thought I told you to clean your shoes. So here oh, that vowel is sound is repeated, that is we can say as assonance. The next figure of speech is stop Stop that slouching and sit up straight. So here, first word and the third word in that line, stop and slouching, the initial letter is repeated in the line. So that figure of speech is called alliteration. So here in the first stanza, the poetic style, the style which has been used by the poet is AA, BA, CCC. Here you can see in the when Amanda is replying that see me and blissfully. So this is what we can say, the rhyming scheme is matched. So here Amanda, Amanda, straight Amanda, right? So this is what we can say, the rhyming scheme is set. That's why AA, BA, and then after C, C, C. In this stanza, again, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So here, did you? So this is what we can say, initial lines. The word is repeated. That's why it is called anaphora. Amanda is repeated in the initial last three lines. That is what we can say, repetition. Here, I thought I told you to clean your shoes. O sound, O vowel is there, and that's why it is called assonance. Here the poet's style of writing is same, B, B, C, B, and then after D, D, D. So that is what we can say, street, feet, and sweet. These are what we can say, the rhyming words which are matched when Amanda is replying, and that's why the figure of speech is that. The next stanza, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? So here you can see Amanda, Amanda is repeated in the lines. That's why it is called repetition. Then here Rapunzel. So Rapunzel is a very famous fairy character, and it is an imaginary character, and that's why the figure of speech is called allusion. The last stanza of this poem. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So stop that sulking at once. In this line, the sound S is repeated in the initial word. That's why the figure of speech is called alliteration. So here we have discussed the figure of speech and the poet's style of writing in this poem. Now let's discuss NCERT question answers which are really important for 10th board examinations. Question number 1. How old do you think Amanda is? How do you know this? Amanda must be about 9 to 10 years old. She is school-going girl. The things that her mother scolds her for are all typical instructions given to a 9 or 10-year-old girl. Question number 2. Who do you think is speaking to her? Her mother is speaking to her, Amanda. Next question. Why are stanzas 2, 4 and 6 given in parentheses? Stanza number 2, 4 and 6 are given in parentheses because they are the thoughts of the child in between the instructions that she is being given by her mother, which are given in stanza 1, 3 and 5. The scolding by the mother and the child's thoughts are placed in alternate stanzas by the poet. Question number 4. Who is the speaker in the stanza 2, 4 and 6? Do you think that this speaker is listening to the speaker in stanzas 1, 3, 5 and 7? In stanzas 2, 4 and 6, the speaker is the child, Amanda. No, she is not listening to her mother, who is the speaker in the stanza 1, 3 and 5. She is lost in her own dreams and doesn't listen to what is being said to her. Question number 5. What could Amanda do if she were a mermaid? Very important question. If Amanda were a mermaid, then she would drift slowly on a languid emerald, very precious place. See, she would be the sole inhabitant of the relaxed green sea and would move slowly on it. Question number 6. Is Amanda an orphan? Why does she say so? No, Amanda is not an orphan. She says so because she wants to be alone. She wants to roam around in the street alone and pattern dust with her bare feet. She finds silence golden and freedom sweet. It is for this reason that she calls herself an orphan. Question number 6. Is Amanda an orphan? Why does she say so? No, Amanda is not an orphan. She says so because she wants to be alone. She wants to roam around in the street alone and pattern dust with her bare feet. She finds silence is golden and freedom is sweet. It is for this reason that she calls herself an orphan. Question number 6. Do you know the story of Rapunzel? Why does she want to be Rapunzel? She wants to be Rapunzel because she wants to live alone. Rapunzel lived alone in a tall tower and had long, beautiful hair. She was held captive by her grandmother, who came up the tower by climbing her long hair. The girl who also wants to live alone in a tower, as she would not have to care about anything, as life in a tower would be tranquil, peaceful and rare. However, she also decided that she would never ever throw down her hair for anyone to come up, and she wanted to live alone always. Question number 8. What does the girl yearn for? What does this poem tell you about Amanda? The girl yearns for a life of freedom. The poem tells us that she is an imaginative girl who is constantly nagged by her unimaginative parent. Next question. Read the last stanza. Do you think Amanda is sulking and is moody? No, Amanda is neither sulking nor she is moody. She is simply longs for her freedom. She wants to go out and play where she likes. So here we are ending our poem Amanda with line by line explanation, poet's detail, even the figure of speech and the poet's style of writing even NCERT questions which are really important for each and every child appearing in CBSE 10th board examinations 2020-21 and more also. So if you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe it, click on like button, give a number of comments and even click on the bell button for more notifications.